I said, yo. I said, yo, what's good? Oh my goodness, this microphone is way too loud. I was on recording video settings. How the mic sounding, man? How the volume sound? How everything's sounding right now, man? Y'all good out there? Are y'all good? We got a lot to get into, huh? I think we got a lot to get into. Hey, y'all said what? Y'all see what Run CMC said? I ain't gotta say it. If you see what he said, then you know what's up, bro. Then you know what's up, man. What's up, everyone in the chat right now, man? Run CMC and Kendrick were here before the stream even started. Before I even hit the just now starting screen, I would have come on after that first one, but that second video was kind of it sounded a little nice. You feel me? What's up, y'all, man? What's up, Monty? Hey, no problem, bro. Seriously, man. If you got any problems, bro, let me know, bro. For real. Cause seriously, bro, that happened. You said just yesterday too. That is wild, man. But I mean, sadly, it's becoming this all too frequent under any circumstances. That shit is crazy, man. But what's good, Jason? Hey, it's old news, but sometimes old news need to be rehashed, and sometimes you need to hear it. You know, you might tell someone you love them, but you don't tell them often enough. Or if you ain't telling them recently enough, it could be old news, and maybe they know about it, but you want to be told. You like it. You like being told a couple things, even if you already know it. And I know you understand that. I know you understand that. What up, Shannon? What up, Chad? What up, Brian? Jason? Sean? Caleb? Ryan Day? What's good with you, Ryan? What's up with y'all, man? What's up, Trill? What up, Tony? What up, Matt? What's good with you? We gotta drag him long time. What's up? Ken gotta do his thing. Watch Go shut up a lot of the haters. Oh. Yeah. You're right. Poe will be 29 coming off a major injury. Saved 10 mil against the Cat. Sup, Shells. Long time viewer since you started 2 years ago. Much respect. I appreciate that, Shannon, man. A lot. A whole lot. It's been a minute. I've been making these videos and whatnot for a minute. I only just now started streaming for real. What is my cat chewing? She is chewing a twist tie. Do not know where this twist tie came from. Where are you getting twist ties from? Alright. Relax on that, though. But yeah, it's been a grind. Gotta get back on the grind now that I got my whole setup right. I'm able to shoot videos. Y'all have no idea, bro. I'm telling you, the video I just put up, that was what? I don't know, it's like 8 minutes long, something like that. Before, it would take me maybe like 45 minutes to render that out. That thing rendered out in like 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to do a video on the Jarius Wright news that came out like an hour ago after I'm done with this stream. I'm not going to be doing long streams, bro. I've thought about doing longer streams, like 2.5, 3 hour streams. I cannot be talking for that long, bro. I feel like, I don't know how people be doing it. People on Twitch or YouTube, wherever, doing like 6 hours, 7 hour streams and whatnot, bro. I can't talk after the first hour, 2 hours. And then, like, if I can get through it, when I'm done with it, like, after that, I'm just finito for the rest of the night. You feel me? I'm finito. But yeah, I have some pretty strong opinions, but I'm a little bit disappointed about the Jarius Wright cutting. I have to assume he's not healthy. My cat just left the room. I have to assume that he's just not healthy because I really like Jarius a lot. For real. I really did. 7 picks in the draft, probably more than that. We're going to get some comp picks. Probably at least 1 third-round comp pick, maybe a 5th for Greg Olsen. I think Greg Olsen's departure is comp pick. Actually, we released him. It wasn't like a comp. How does that work? If you release a player, do circumstances matter? Does it matter if we what they say we mutually agreed to part ways? Do we get a comp pick for Greg Olsen? I gotta look into that because the circumstances under that one are a little bit strange. He was under contract. We just released him. I want to know how that works. But first 2 picks need to be O-line. But yeah, best hands on the team. I thought he had pretty good hands. Oh, he had really good hands actually. He just got hurt, and then you had to be playing through it. But yeah, I liked him a lot. Cut for cap space. $3 million. I feel like there's better ways to cut cap space. He had to have still been hurt. $3 million? I don't know, bro. I mean, we're gonna need a receiver anyway, which means I have to assume we're drafting a receiver, kind of late this year. Unless you're gonna get some trash. I don't say trash, but like some not very good player. Because if you're gonna cut $3 million, you're getting rid of him. We're probably also getting rid of a couple other dudes. I mean, unless you believe in Brandon Zylstra or I don't know. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't believe in Brandon Zylstra. I'll put it to you that way. But that's kind of disappointing to me, honestly. We don't get a comp pick for Greg or Luke. It's only for agency and they end up getting paid. Word? All right, cool. I actually was kind of confused about comp picks. I only know about those kind of things. There's like certain things I only know about around free agency. Like there's the comp pick rule. There's some other things that I only know the rules about when it's applicable. Like I don't know every single rule about this kind of stuff all year round because it ain't really relevant to my life all year round. You feel me? But yeah, thanks for that. You only get comp picks for people believing in free agency and they end up getting paid. Well, there's that. Let's hope Darrell Williams gets paid somewhere. Greg Van Roten probably will. GVR might. So, I mean, hey, we might get some for GVR. Chris Hogan, another 1 year. I mean, I didn't want to call him out, but that was some kind of what I was referring to when I said sort of like the trash. He's not trash, but we understand what Chris Hogan is at this point in his career. He'd only be here for a payday. I mean, I can't imagine why Chris Hogan would want to sign here again. Like, you feel me? I feel like people who signed those 1 year deals with us last year signed those 1 year deals not because they just love Charlotte or not because, we were paying them a ton of money. There was sort of an expectation that we might have a pretty damn good year last year. I mean, we all can understand Gerald McCoy didn't come here just to play the Bucks. Bruce Irvin didn't just come here because, for these random reasons or whatnot. There was an expectation for last year that I don't really think exists this year. It was Brandon Zylstra. Zylstra balled out? I don't remember him balling out, but he probably performed in the same way that Kelvin Benjamin performed, where he was the only receiver out there and he had to throw it to someone. I mean, KB and well, KB, more like Kelvin Benjamin, honestly. He's the one who had actually a couple years of good stats. He had stats because he was the only player available. He was still decent back then, but I don't think that, I wouldn't say balled out. Yeah. Anyway, man. But yeah, this is going to be kind of proving if Rhule is who he says he is. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get to this. We're going to go ahead and get to this video. Low key or high key, I won't lie to you. I have not seen the video yet. I was too busy shooting this video. Well, actually, I was editing the video that just went up a minute ago. So I have not seen the video yet. This is going to be a straight up right now reaction from me. I have not seen this video. I want to get right into it. I've seen the title, obviously. Matt Rhule is excited to work with Cam Newton. I've seen the tweets and whatnot talking about it, but I have not gotten a chance to sit down and watch all 17 minutes of the video. So we're going to sit here. We're going to watch it. If y'all already seen it, no spoilers. Let's go ahead and get to it right now.
Sorry. All right, I thought I'd open up with a couple words real quick.
First off, why is this video just blurry for me? 720? Okay, hold up. Okay. We're on 1080.
And then I'll take your guys' questions. But
it's not that
obviously,
much more clear.
For me, my first time being here as a head coach. I've been here the last couple of years as a college head coach,
Austin
supporting our players. Thrilled to be here.
What up, J-Dub?
We know how important the combine is, and we obviously have 7 picks in the draft, really important picks, and so this is the beginning for us of a very disciplined process to make sure we get the right guys and gather the right information. So we know that we have a tremendous job ahead of us to put together a great team, and I think it all really starts here. So we're anxious to be here, anxious to get started building this year's football team. And so I appreciate you guys, obviously, asking me questions and listening to us. I know there'll be a lot of questions about Cam. my son keeps calling me asking questions, so I figured I'd address that right off the bat. From my perspective, I'm
unbelievable. All right, off rip, before he even says this, we haven't even gotten 1 minute. We are literally not even at a minute deep into this press conference, and he's going off top saying, look, y'all going to talk about Cam, so before you have questions, let me go ahead and get to it. I respect that. Off rip, I mean, we all know he's going to answer the questions anyway, and his responses may not have changed, but I can respect someone taking the initiative and saying, look, I'm going to control this off the bat. I'm not going to wait for y'all to ask me about Cam, because he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming, and he can also answer the questions the way he wants to answer them without having to deal with leading questions. You know how reporters be asking questions that lead you to a certain direction, like they're trying to like train your answer to say something you may not really mean, or the way the question is worded, you might mean one thing, but the way it's worded, it could be like construed as something else. He's gonna go out right now and just say how he feels about it, and he might be able to go ahead and deflect some of those kind of questions that may be misleadingly worded and whatnot. Gotta respect that.
Unbelievably excited to get a chance to work with Cam. You come in from the outside, you don't really, you kind of know as a fan, but just on a personal note, getting to know him. I mean, he is a diligent guy. He's working so hard, both in Atlanta and in Carolina, to get himself healthy. You meet him. He's this massive man, impressive man, and I've really enjoyed getting to know him. I've enjoyed getting to sit down in the cafeteria when he comes by, sitting down in my office. I think he's doing a great job, and for me, the way he balances being a great father, the way he balances being a great, quarterback, and the way, the things he's done in the community are really, really important. So I want to make sure I say that. And so I'm excited to get him healthy. Obviously, that's the number one goal for us. He's doing a great job of doing his part. We have to make sure that we're doing our part as we try to get him healthy for the 2020 season. So, but I know you guys have lots of questions, so I'll listen to you guys.
Okay.
I probably won't say about anybody that, but I know you guys have lots of questions, so I'll listen to you guys. I probably won't say.
Could you? Are the later questions? Can you hear the questions later on, or are they not mic'd up in the media session? I feel like they're usually mic'd up in the media session. All I heard was if he's healthy, which was obviously going to be the first question that was going to be asked. But his preemptive statement just told me if he's healthy, I want to coach him, which didn't really tell me all that much. I mean, obviously, if Cam's healthy, you want to coach him. I don't think he's going to say he's not going to want to coach him. It's all good.
About anybody that they'll be a starter. I'll try to be really, especially in my first year.
I mean, he sounds like he's a little bit nervous. I won't lie. His voice is a little bit shaky. Let me go back 10 seconds. His voice is a little bit shaky, just a little bit, but I feel like maybe it's his first time at the NFL level doing this kind of presser, at the combine. Usually when you're a college coach, the combine means something way different than when you're an NFL coach. His voice sounds maybe a little bit shaky, but nothing really serious. You can't?
Cool. I probably won't say about anybody that they'll be a starter. I'll try to be really, especially in my first year, try to be really disciplined about not promising things to certain guys. I'll just say that I really want him on the team, and I really want him to be healthy. And I know when Cam's healthy, who he is and the type of player that he is. And so my focus, you'll hear me say I'm a process-oriented guy, and that just sounds so cliche. I know. My wife says, Matt, stop saying the process. But to me, it's just about, hey, are we doing all the things to get him healthy? When Cam's healthy, he's, one of the best of the best. So I won't speculate maybe on the future of really any player on our team, but I'd like to get him healthy. I'd like to get him out there.
You understand stopping short of that when it's a guy
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm going to do that for really every guy on our team. I don't think I'm going to say, anybody's a starter yet. I think that really, just in the first year, I think it's really important for me as I go in there that I want to create a culture of competition. I want to create a culture where, nothing's promised to anybody. I think, in years 2 and 3 for me, it'll be a little bit different. But I think that's really important for me. But that being said, I don't think that has anything to do with Cam. That just has to do overall the philosophy. When it comes to Cam, Cam's a special player. And so really the only thing that really matters right now is getting him healthy. But I want to make sure I say I'm excited to have him here, and I want him to be here. I want to coach him. I just have to make sure that the coaching part of it is to make sure he's healthy.
Okay, so First two questions. Hold up. Oh, what's up, my boy Tree Fitty? You know why I'm here, man. I appreciate the three. The three. What is three? What is three? Appreciate the Tree Fitty, man. Big love to you, man. Respect. But what Matt Rhule's saying here, what Rev Rule's talking about, sounds about the same as what I've been hearing for the longest time. It sounds like what we're all saying. If he's healthy, we want him here. That's the big question. And I know it's sports media, it's journalism in general. It's gonna keep being a story until it's not, because stories make money. If we weren't talking about, if this wasn't a big topic, I wouldn't be talking. If it was talking about like the 85th dude on the practice squad, like no one would really care. But it's Cam Newton, a franchise quarterback. This is big news, and it's gonna keep being talked about until a decision is made. I have a feeling that this is gonna be 17 minutes of Rev Rule saying the word healthy over and over again, and the word if over and over again. Let's listen on.
That camp stuff will continue to be with you as he tries to become healthy.
For real, J-Dub.
So what's your understanding of the timeline?
I don't think we should spend too much time on timelines, because I think really the timeline is going to depend on how his body responds to the treatment. I'll say it again. He's doing a great job of both in Atlanta and in Carolina. He has his own system sort of set up through the medical people to get himself ready. But the biggest thing is, we don't really we need to get him cleared. But then after that, we need to have a really, really disciplined return to play program, so that when he comes back full speed. Because we haven't really seen a healthy Cam for 2 years, and he's one of those guys that he's such a competitor. He's going to go out there, he's going to play, so we need to make sure we do our job, that we get him healthy. And so I really don't care if he's full speed until September. Now he'll be, I'm sure on his end, he'll say I'm going to be before there, but we have to make sure we have a process. We bring him back slowly, and with a new system, Joe's your first year in the system, that we make sure he's in the meetings and all those things, so he learns the system. His talent, there's not a question about that. It really just a matter of just making sure that he's full speed when he comes back.
Okay.
Combine as an NFL head coach. How's the GM been kind of?
Well, Marty's been unbelievable to me, just in general. Obviously I've been a head coach. I've had a chance to be in the NFL, as an assistant coach, but my first time as a head coach, Marty has laid out a great plan for us. He's kind of helped guide me throughout all the personnel things in terms of having a great plan, and I think we're working really well together. I think there's a good synergy, not just between Marty and myself, but between the coaches and the scouts, because I think when there's alignment, when you have the same vision, when everybody sees things the same way, you have a really good chance to be successful. So Marty's great at that, Jordan.
Okay, I'm going to talk about two things real quick. One, his last answer right here, and two, something I saw in the chat. The first thing, I'm very interested to know what Marty's plan is, what his vision is, because I won't lie to you. I've been, the past two drafts, I thought Marty hit it out the park. I thought he did really good. In fact, the last two drafts and the last two free agency periods, I thought Marty did a really good job. And I'm not going to lie and say I could foresee the personal issues with people or the injuries coming through with some players. I thought some of the later picks were kind of questionable, but you're not going to get too mad about day 3 picks. I mean, after, I guess, round 4. But after round 4, if you have value from 5 through 7, I mean, then that's house money. You feel me? But obviously, I couldn't tell you. I thought Dante Jackson was a good pick. I don't think I was actually in love with it for real when it first came out. When he first got picked, I thought it was good. We needed a corner no matter what, and he had elite speed, so I rocked with it. But obviously, I feel differently now. There's some other picks, and there's some guys in free agency who just got hurt, who couldn't perform. Those 1-year deals, I'm not so sure if that was more Marty or Ron, or Marty looking out for Ron. Am I saying Marty? Yeah, Marty looking out for Ron. But I'm very interested when I hear someone say they have a plan and a roadmap and a vision for something, and they say that everyone has the same vision. Now, if you've ever worked on a project with anyone in a group of people, or you've ever brainstormed anything in a group with people, you know that it's extremely hard to come across a group of more than 4 people who all have the same vision for one project. You telling me everyone's vision is the same? I have a hard time believing that. I'm not saying the dude is like, he's going to be like hard tripping over things, or, things ain't going to be looking the same. You might think you need a D lineman first round, and Marty's saying, no, we need a receiver first round. I don't think it's that different, but I have a hard time thinking that everyone is lockstep on the same thing. So we'll see how things go. But what someone said in the chat, I think it was D Teal, he said $19 million is a deal for a quarterback. It's actually $21 million. It's only $19 against the cap if he were to leave. But I think he's getting paid $21. That's not true. $21 million, or let's say $19 if he were to leave. But $21 million for a quarterback is cheap compared to what the deals are right now. But it's not a good deal if you're paying $19 million for the kind of season we're expecting to have next year, especially when it's $19 million and that's the last year of the deal. Because you're going to have to, if you want to keep Cam, if you want Cam for more than 1 year, you're going to have to pay him what the market's going to bear either this offseason or next offseason, and it's going to cost a hell of a lot more money next offseason. So you can eat this $19 million for this year, the $21 million, but eat that amount for this season, but the cost of what he's going to cost next year, next offseason, is going to be a whole lot more than it would have been this offseason. You feel me? So, and you can say, I mean, it's like saying you bought a supercomputer for $1,000, but you don't have internet and you can't install programs. It's like, you have a nice machine, but what are you going to do with it? Like, having Cam for $19 million, does that, with all the other holes on the team right now, what does that mean for next year specifically and only? Having Cam, putting Cam on the team, on what we have for next season, even with the free agents and the draft picks we get, do we think that the free agents and the draft picks are going to fill all those holes? And that the O-line is going to be great? Because haven't we tried to fix the O-line? I'm trying to figure it out. It's not like we haven't been trying to fix the O-line. We've been trying to fix the O-line. It's not a matter of just saying, fix the O-line and we'll be straight. You feel me? I think it's a matter of making the right picks and those guys staying healthy while also fixing the defense. So, yes, $19 million, $21 million is cheap for a quarterback, but that's not like a free contract. That doesn't really mean anything if you're not going to do anything and you have to pay him upwards of $38 million next year. You feel me? Because Patrick Mahomes is getting paid. And I think, what was it? I think that Carson Wentz got paid $34 million, $33, and Russell Wilson got paid $36. So once Pat Mahomes gets paid, he's probably going to get paid $38, $39, and you have to pay a franchise quarterback what the market's going to bear. So, I don't know. Cam equals ticket sales, I feel like fans are going to come either way. Maybe a little bit less, but there's still a salary cap, and then there's also the fact that you have to balance that against the risk it would cost with his future, because maybe he stays healthy next year, but is he going to stay healthy for the duration of the whole contract? You give him a contract. Well, actually, it's the NFL, and NFL contracts are so just shitty anyway, bro. NFL contracts are just garbage, and it's hard to really gauge what guy's gonna make, because I mean, they're not even guaranteed. Literally every other professional sports league has guaranteed contracts, so it's kind of hard for me to say, if he gets hurt, does he keep that money? Is it voided? You only get to have like what the actual total guaranteed is when you sign it. It's kind of hard to really say, but yeah. Cam can't get that 35 to 38 if he sucks. He has to ball out. Okay, then if he sucks, you just wasted $21 million this season for a bad year. And if he sucks, then you're gonna re-sign him. Wait, so the thought process is, if he's good, you pay him a ton of money. But it's not 35 to 38. It's the floor is 38. The floor for next season, for next offseason, is definitely 38. I promise you that. But if he has a bad year next year, you have a quarterback who's been hurt for 3 years, 2 back-to-back seasons of season-ending injuries, coming back off that year, he has a bad year, and you're still going to sign him again? That's not good business. I'm sorry to say, it's not good business, bro. You didn't come to the last couple of home games? Yeah, but, I mean, look. He sucks, he walks, no dead money. The dead money is this year, though. $19 million for a prove-it deal is still kind of expensive. If he proves it, it's expensive. If he doesn't prove it, that's a wasted $19 million. Let's move on, though. I mean, yeah, look.
We talked about alignment. That was a huge word.
I mean, look, the head coach just got fired. You have a project quarterback in there who wasn't supposed to be in there at all. Different circumstances, a brand new year. If the fans already know ahead of time that it may not be Cam, then you might be able to get more fans in, especially if you either draft a quarterback, which I do not like, or you bring in a semi-decent, middle-of-the-road, like journeyman veteran quarterback like a Ryan Fitzpatrick, who can come in, who can play good sometimes, has some bad games, but he looked pretty good at the back end of this past season, and he has had some pretty good years previously. You bring in someone like that, you can still get the ticket sales. It won't be dead. You feel me? And there's still CMC.
Well, are you
and DJ's gonna be back too.
aligned on your sentiment toward Cam Newton in this situation? Because when we talked to him a couple of weeks ago, it was pretty vague, non-committal, understandably so, without clarity on health.
Yeah, well, I think, at the end of the day, we all have to assess the health of every player that we have. But I think there's tremendous alignment from Dave to Marty to myself. I mean, at the end of the day, the good part about being the coach is I get to coach the guys. Other guys have, different roles. But as the coach, I want to coach Cam. I want to get him healthy. I want to, assess where he's at and then make sure I have a great plan for him to get as healthy as possible. And I think that's my job really with all of the players. All great coaches, their job is to help the players play better and put them in the best position. So I think that there's no questions within our organization about the alignment and in terms of Cam or any other player in terms of where we're at.
So what if a team, if he's healthy, can get some trading?
Well, I'll answer that just philosophically, and philosophically for us, and this has nothing to do with Cam or anybody else, but just philosophically, we will always, whether it's in the business office or roster-wise, we will always explore every opportunity to improve our roster. But again, that has nothing to do with any one player. That's just us in general. I mean, I think the best teams in this league, think outside the box and take, listen to everything, and but we'll do that forever, no matter who it is. But my job is to, I'm not going to comment too much on the guys that aren't under contract, but the guys that are on the roster, my job is to make sure I help them be the best they can be, and we have some good ones, I think.
Hold up. There was a very important thing he just said here while we were talking. Hold up. Ticket sales were down because we were losing, not because of Cam Newton. Yeah, if we're winning, look, if the team is winning, which, look, the team is not going to win no matter what next year. I mean, we may see, it doesn't matter. But if the team is winning without Cam, people are going to come. Like, that's not going to be an issue at all. That's how ticket sales work. If you're winning, you're going to come. If you're losing, you can have Cam, but if you're losing and there's no expectation to be winning, people aren't going to be coming in. You feel me? Or it's going to be a negligible amount of difference between ticket sales and people that's not coming to the games at all. But listen to what he says here.
We will always,
what's good, Richard,
whether it's in the business office or roster-wise, we within our organization as possible. And I think that's my job really with all of the players. All great coaches, their job is to help the players play better and put them in the best position. So I think that there's no questions within our organization about the alignment and in terms of Cam or any other player in terms of where we're at.
I mean, I feel like you just got to I have to look at the ticket sales from previous years and whatnot, but I'm not sure that we're gonna see a sharp decline of ticket sales. I'm not saying that Cam isn't gonna sell tickets. I'm saying that I think it's more important about winning and the expectation. And if you still have DJ and you still have C-Mac, then you can still sell tickets. But with what the defense is gonna look like and what we all think it's gonna be hard to sell tickets regardless next year. That's my really big point. It's gonna be hard to sell tickets regardless next year, whether Cam's there or not. It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one.
So what if a team, if he's healthy, can get some trading for him?
Well, I'll answer that just philosophically for us, and this has nothing to do with Cam or anybody else, but just philosophically, we will always, whether it's in the business office or roster-wise, we will always explore every opportunity to improve our roster. But again, that has nothing to do with any one player. That's just us in general. I mean, I think the best teams in this league, think outside the box and take, listen to everything, and but we'll do that forever, no matter who it is.
Now, he did mention, he made sure to say this 3 different times. This is not specifically about Cam, but he did say, we will take every opportunity to improve the roster whenever we can. And the biggest thing he said, hold up.
But in general, I mean, I think the best, whether it's in the business office or roster-wise, we will always explore every opportunity to improve our roster. But again, that has nothing to do with any one player. That's just us in general. I mean, I think the best teams in this league, think outside the box and take, listen to everything. And
he said the best teams in the league think outside the box and listen to everything. Listen to everything? What exactly are you listening to? And how many players in how many positions do you have who other teams will be willing to even talk to you about? Because in order to listen to something, someone has to be talking to you about it. And how many people on the roster right now under contract currently are worth other teams hitting your phone line over? It ain't that many. It ain't that many. So I don't know. If we don't plan on competing, why not trade both Cam and C-Mac? Because you need to build around something. I mean, the rebuild could only last 2 years. Plus, you could keep Christian McCaffrey under contract for the next 4 years if you fifth-year option him and you give him 2 years of the franchise tag. So, I mean, you're not really paying. It wouldn't be a guarantee that you're paying a ton for Christian McCaffrey over the long haul. But I doubt that's going to happen. I doubt that he's going to accept the franchise tag twice, or even the 5th-year option, to be real with you. But that is still something you can explore even after this year. So it makes C-Mac has definitely more trade value than Cam, but there's probably less incentive to do it right now, honestly.
But we'll do that forever, no matter who it is. But my job is to, I'm not going to comment too much on the guys that aren't under contract, but the guys that are on the roster, my job is to make sure I help them be the best they can be. And
can take out of context, or like he's not hinting at anyone specifically.
You guys make a big splashy quarterback.
Well, and just, I think, Joe was my decision. I felt really good about Joe, and I think it just shows, Mr. Tepper's outside the box thinking that, I came in as a college coach and said, hey, I want to hire a college offensive coordinator, that he didn't get in the way of that. He didn't question that. He and Marty, when they hired me, they said, hey, we got confidence in you to go do it.
Okay.
We're here at the Combine to get to know all the players. Like a lot of these players I know like off TV on Saturdays, so I don't really know the players yet enough. So I would not comment on any one player. When it comes to trades and things like that, obviously I'm not going to, you guys understand that, right? I mean, but I think we'll always be aggressive in terms of looking at everything, that can make our team better. But there's a lot of good players here, and I want to make sure we do a good job of getting to know the guys and seeing what they can do, so that we are, the 7 picks we make. It's not about who we don't make, but those 7 picks we make, we better make the right ones. And so we'll try to make sure we do a good job here and try to crush the Combine.
Look, he said the 7 picks you make, it ain't about the ones you don't make. You got to make sure those are the right ones. And he is not lying. This man is not lying at all. Look, we can always go back and have, 2020 hindsight after 2-3 years and say, damn, hey, bro, we had this. We could have picked this guy who went in the 4th round. We could have picked him way earlier. Or we could have, this guy was still on the list, 4 or 5 picks right after us. Why didn't we pick him up? It's like in the moment, you have to pick who you believe is right for the team, and you have to be right. Now, sometimes it's you just not evaluating talent right. You see a guy you think might be good. He may have either attitude issues or whatever. Maybe his game in college didn't translate very well to the pros. But sometimes it's just a matter of a dude getting injured. And you pick a guy who should have a really good year, should have a really good career. He just gets hurt. and you really can't plan for that or work around it. You just gotta be someone who you just gotta be right, and a lot of it's luck. A lot of it is doing your due diligence and looking at film and looking at how he fits on the roster and the scheme. But the draft, just like anything, where you're trying to predict something, or project a future of something, a lot of it's luck.
Over here.
I know you don't want to specifically say he's a new starter or anything like that, but do you see him on the roster?
Mims from Baylor.
Oh yeah, I absolutely want Cam here. There's no doubt about that. I just again, I'm going to be very methodical about the way I do things. Right, it makes me kind of boring sometimes. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's all about what's next for us, and that's just we have to make sure we continue to get him healthy, and he's doing a great job of that. I want to make sure I say that he's going above and beyond in that regard. So, when healthy, I think there's no doubt about who he is and what he can do. So we just have to get him there.
Matt, having said that, does that preclude you from taking a quarterback potentially high in the draft?
I don't think so in any regard, but I don't think that's true for any position. I mean, we're going to look at the very absolute best fit at everything. And so, I think when you're picking seventh,
Michael, I disagree.
I disagree. You have to do something, right? You have to get an impact player. So we'll look for any impact player. And that's really, again, the process that we're in here. I'm probably not even thinking draft enough yet. I'm probably more thinking like combine because, I don't want to, from my perspective, I don't want to miss out on a player. I want to get the very best fit for us. And so, to me, how do you do that? You're really diligent in the process along the way of the formal interviews, informal interviews, the weigh-ins. And so I'm, especially being my first combine in this role, I'm going to make sure I do a good job, and I'm trying not to let anything slip through the cracks. So I'm so focused right now on just this. And then, when the draft comes, Marty and I'll get together and hopefully make the right picks. We'll definitely make the right picks.
Okay, so I like that answer. He says he's focusing on this right now. Can't really worry about free agency and other stuff, the draft and that kind of stuff. Focus on the combine, the interviews, the workouts and stuff. And you got to be kind of compartmentalize it because it's your first time doing it. You really can't. You start thinking about things in the future, you lose your focus on this stuff, and you might miss some things that that were there and maybe would have been obvious, but you're too busy looking at something else. But hold up. Someone said, C-Mac, I'm not stepping on the field without a long-term contract for $100 million. I mean, that's why I made that video about whether or not Christian McCaffrey would consider holding out, because it's not just about what his talent is. It's not just about what he means to the team and the culture and the ticket sales. It's also about just how much he's being used and the expectation for winning. Like, there's one thing. If you might be willing to take a little bit less money in the name of winning. If you're going to win some games, that's cool. We can talk about taking less money. But if you're not looking at having a great season and you're going to be getting the ball 400 times a year and you're going to be risking injury that many times, and you know that you're a dual threat kind of guy who can catch and you can run the ball inside, outside, do whatever you need to be doing, and they don't take you out on plays where you're going to be blocking, because I mean that'd be kind of tipping your hand as to what the play is going to be. So you also have to block sometimes as well. I mean, you really have the leverage. It's not that often that a running back has the leverage that C-Mac has, and yeah, tickets pay for players? Not really at all. There's a salary cap. And most owners are they have the money. They can definitely pay their players. The salary cap, and plus there's revenue sharing. There's always a profit. There's always a profit. Yeah, the ticket sales do pay for the players, but I mean, there's teams that don't have way worse ticket sales than the Panthers, who are still finding a way to pay their players. It's not going to be an issue of, if the ticket sales go down next year, the Panthers will suddenly not be able to hit the cap. They can't reach the salary cap anymore if they don't sell enough tickets next year. That's not going to be an issue. That's not going to be an issue at all. But yeah, that's the other issue too. I mean, he is a running back and he has gotten a lot of touches. So, do you pay him that $100 million for 4 or 5 years? Especially considering there's a lot of questions about who the quarterback is. Oh, wait. No. Someone said something about if we with Cam Newton, there's no real rebuild. This has nothing to do with Cam Newton when I say it does not matter if he's on the team or not. We're going to have a lot of issues. The O-line. Do you 100% believe in Matt Paradis? I know he's coming off of injury, but he had a very horrible year last year. Greg Van Roten has had one good year, and I thought he was pretty impressive this year. He's been a solid left guard. He's gone. Who's our left tackle? One guy is a rookie, and he's still a rookie to me because he spent a month and a half out of the game with a concussion. He's one concussion away from probably being out for the rest of his life. And we have a guy who we drafted in the 6th round. There's no one else at left tackle. So from the center to the left, you don't have very much to work with there. Then you go to the defensive side of the ball. How many starter level players are under contract right now? What up, Dominique? How many starter level players are under contract on the defense? And how does Cam being the quarterback, how does that fix the defense? How does that fix the defense? I'm just confused about that, honestly. So yeah, having Cam on the team would be better. I agree with you there. I'm not saying Cam's garbage, Cam's not good, or he won't have a good season, or he won't be healthy. I'm saying that Cam, that quarterback really is not our biggest issue this year. It honestly isn't. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback if you can't protect them. It doesn't matter if you have protection and a good quarterback. If your defense is garbage, you're not scoring 50 points a game. And I keep going out with this example because it's the best one. The damn Colts. They scored 38 on us. They scored 38 on us. Come on, brother. It's deeper than just Cam. And that's my biggest problem when it comes to talking about Cam and whatnot. Because it comes off like, I get comments all the time. People saying like, yo, man, you're a hater. You hate Cam. Why do you want to get rid of Cam so much? Like, what's your problem? What did Cam do to you? It's not about Cam. It's never been about Cam for me. It's about Cam's contract, which I think you have to extend him now. Or you lose him either way because the cap space is going to be even harder to come under next season if he has a good year. And then his long-term health or whatnot. But then the team around him isn't very good. And I'd rather see Cam win than watch him play on a team that's going to be... Maybe y'all think it's going to be a good team next year. I call me a hater if you have to, but I don't think I can... I would not bet any kind of money that I believe in or that I care about on a deep playoff run next year. You feel me? So, we can win with Cam? What does that mean? What does we can win with Cam mean? Like win games? Make the playoffs? Have a deep playoff run? You have to tell me what that means to you and how many other players we also sign. Because we have to find, is James Bradbury on the team too? You sign Cam. Is James Bradbury also signed? Is Mario Addison also signed? Is the O-line magically fixed? I mean, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot of question marks. And we can't just, it's not like we have these guys are on the last year of their deals where we can just go ahead and sign them. James Bradbury doesn't have to sign with us. Like, his options aren't extension or play another year. His options are a franchise tag or maybe some other team offers him a lot of money. Greg Van Roten can get signed by any other team, I'm pretty sure. Trey Boston can. I wish Dante Jackson would. Let me stop, bro. Let me stop. But there are a lot of holes on the team. You got Vernon Butler, who decided to start playing. This man decided that wait, I can play football now. I'm allowed to play football. This man reached the last year of his deal and started playing football. You have just Joe McCoy, Bruce Irvin. There's a lot of holes. The big one. Oh. If you think we can win, if you think we're Cam Newton away from winning the Super Bowl, maybe.
For you, take you back a couple of months. What you mentioned just a minute ago, your experience in the NFL. What did you take from that year with the Giants and Tom Coughlin? And then the second part would be, what about this job made you not even want to go to the Giants for an interview?
Well, I'll just say this: no coach, no man has had more of an impact on me as a coach than Tom Coughlin. And sometimes things end a certain way or whatever. But let's think back about what Tom Coughlin did, what he did in Jacksonville, what he did in New York, winning 2 Super Bowls. And I think he always did it with class, and he always did it, the right way. And so I learned so much from him. I'm not in anywhere close to this position if I don't work for Tom. Not just because of the opportunity, but because of the coach that he taught me how to be. And so, even now, the fact that I can pick up the phone, I'm such a lucky person. I can pick up the phone and call Tom Coughlin. I can pick up the phone and call Dick Vermeil. I mean, these men give so much, and so Tom has been amazing to me. So I learned a lot about, just running a program, and I think the best coaches at this level, they don't sway to and fro based upon the wins. They stay really committed to the way that they're going to do things, and that's why you keep hearing me say disciplined. I think for us to build this program the right way and build this team the right way, we have to be disciplined and not, react. We have to just be, which is what Tom did for years.
Coach, there's been talk for this the last couple of years about.
I'm not going to argue against Tom Coughlin right now. I won't argue against Tom Coughlin.
Running back rotation.
I could, but I won't.
You just kind of have to have him out there going on.
Yeah, and I say this not specific to Christian because I haven't.
That question was about why he didn't even go to the Giants interview, which he didn't even answer the question. He said that he has respect for Tom Coughlin, who's not even a coach there anymore. I'm actually kind of confused. Actually, you know what? Actually, I don't even know. He didn't answer the question. He said, what was it about the Giants job or about this offer that made you not even answer their call or go interview with them? And then what he did was talk about a coach that used to coach there, 3-4 years ago? Ben McAdoo, been there, he's there for 2-3 years? I think he hasn't been there for 4 years now. Didn't Tom Coughlin take a year off? And then he waited 2 more. I feel like he's been with the Jags at least 2 years, right? This will be the 4th year removed from the Giants. So he talked about not going to an interview with one team by talking about how good of a relationship he had with a guy who coaches a different team who hasn't been the coach of the team they're talking about for 3-4 years. I'm not exactly sure what his point was there, actually. But he really did dodge that. He really did dodge that question pretty well.
Coached him enough yet. I mean, I don't think there's anybody taking care of their bodies and doing the rehab recovery. He's elite in those areas, but not just in general. As a head coach and an offensive coach over the years, my philosophy has always been, you want to help your great players be elite, and so the more carries you give somebody, obviously they're going to play better, but in ways that we can allow other players, and we feel really good about the entire running back room. We have 3 or 4 guys under contract that we feel like, hey, they can go out there and they can play, and so I think diversifying, giving those guys more of an opportunity to play in different roles. That doesn't mean you take somebody off the field. You can put 2 guys out there, but I think that that's always been our philosophy of play. And the more carries you give somebody, obviously they're going to play better. But as a head coach and an offensive coach over the years, my philosophy has always been, you want to help your great players be elite, and so the more carries you give somebody, obviously they're going to play better, but in ways that we can allow other players. And we feel really good about the entire running back room. We have 3 or 4 guys under contract that we feel like, hey, they can go out there and they can play, and so I think diversifying, giving those guys more of an opportunity to play in different roles. That doesn't mean you take somebody off the field. You can put 2 guys out there, but I think that that's always been our philosophy, and finding what players can do well, playing to their strengths. And so Christian's is obviously a special player. As I said, he takes care of himself at an elite level, but we also like the rest of the backs as well. And so I think in Joe's system, I think it's going to be based upon being really multiple. And Jeff Nixon's our running back coach. You look at his running back room when he was in Miami. I mean, the 2 starting tailbacks in the Super Bowl were his 3rd and 4th tailback in Miami. So we have experience with getting a lot of guys on the field.
Excuse me. Now I swear I heard it. I had heard these same words before from a different coach. I swear I had heard these words 2 or 3 different times, 2 or 3 different years from a different coach. Now correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't we hear someone else talk about how the running back room was deep and how much they love the running back room, and how there are 2 or 3 other guys, 3 or 4 dudes back there who can do some work, and how you want to see things out of everyone out there, and how maybe you don't take guys off the field, you don't want to take reps from them. Maybe you have multiple guys out there, you can do things, you can be creative, because you have one guy who can go different places, and really Reggie Bonifant could play slot. I think Reggie could play slot, actually. Now, I had heard these same words from a different person. So now that I'm hearing them from another person, I ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't really telling me all that much. You feel me? I don't want to. I'll believe that when I see it. I'm gonna believe this about Christian McCaffrey coming off the field or not getting as many touches when I see it. You feel me? What up, Tree Fitty? Joe Person will be digging in Rhule's ass all season. Joe Person is a really weird reporter. Like, he's not like, yeah, I don't want to say that other guy's name, that Devin Newsom guy, but he's a horrible reporter. But in his defense, I'm not gonna lie, I did some research on David on old dude. You feel me? And I found out that under the circumstances that ESPN put him under, I can't really blame the man. Yes, he's a garbage reporter who's assigned to the Panthers, but in all fairness, he was a dude who only cared about NASCAR, wanted to do his NASCAR beat, and that's it. He's in Charlotte, you feel me? I mean, he wants to do NASCAR, it's the NASCAR capital. But then ESPN took NASCAR from him and put him on the Panthers, and since the Panthers aren't really a big money-making market for ESPN, they don't care about the quality of this man's work. He can get names wrong. He can get things. He can get just everything wrong as reporting, misspelled words, never even knowing. I think he called Joe Burrow Joe Brady, one of his tweets talking about the combine today. I mean, the man just does things, these really stupid things, reporting for the Panthers as a act of rebellion, I guess, against ESPN, because he just does not care about the team, but he got moved to that position. And ESPN just doesn't really care because, I mean, they don't. I'm sure Panthers traffic to ESPN just isn't really all that high anyway, regardless of who's reporting on the team, whether it was grade A top-notch reporting or the garbage that he puts out. I'm not sure that they see very much swing in their bottom line between having him or someone else, so they allow him to stay there. So in a certain way, if I was working somewhere and someone just changed my whole assignment to something I didn't want to do, and they didn't care if I did a bad job there, they just say, hey, just do what you're going to do, bro, but you ain't getting that old job back, so we ain't going to fire you, but you ain't going to get that old job back, so do what you want to do, bro. If someone told me that, am I petty enough to be that kind of person? The answer to you is yes. All right, the answer to you is I am petty enough. Do I not? I don't like that David Newton's doing it to my team. But if I heard that someone was doing what David Newton's doing to the Falcons, I'd be laughing my ass off. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta respect what he's doing. Hate that it's to my team that he's doing it to. But if I found out that someone was doing that to the Saints or the Falcons, I'd be laughing. So I can't objectively call him horrible. Or say that I hate him. He is horrible. The man is horrible. But I can't say that I hate what he's doing, because I would love what he's doing if it was for any other of the 31 other teams in the NFL, you feel me? What about Cam's angry workout, yelling at who? I just did a video about that. Now, there's 2 schools of thought on that. Now look. The obvious assumption is that he's talking about David Tepper being kind of, wishy-washy. Will he, won't he, about is Cam the guy? Will he sign him? I mean, there's a lot of questions about that, and David Tepper has been very unclear about his answer for that. But there has been some talk about maybe it's Takia. Now, I kind of avoided talking about this because I'm not really a rumor channel, but I really could have spoke on this. I guess I will right now. There's some rumors about Cam Newton and some IG models. Now, check it out. Him and Kia Proctor aren't married. First off, they're not married. They got 8.5 kids together, but they're not married. You'd expect some sort of whatever. I ain't gonna judge no man. I ain't gonna judge him. Don't do that to my sister, but I ain't gonna judge them. You feel me? IG models be calling. Now, I had heard through the grapevine from a source of another source, a source of another source. You feel me? You feel me? Now, I had heard that fellowship wasn't about the church. You feel me? You think about fellowship, you're thinking about, you got the deacons, you got the reverend. You go to fellowship, you take into your body the body of Christ and the blood, and you get redemption. You find a little bit of something in the blood. Now, I had heard through the grapevine. Hold on, let me speak to you real quick. Hey, let me speak to you real. I had heard through the grapevine that the man moved in a woman. That the man, he moved in a woman. Hold up now. Hold up. Hold up. It's getting kind of hot in here. He moved in a woman to the top floor of fellowship. Now he moved in a woman to the top floor of fellowship. Now, was this woman's profession? Was she someone who was a cigar connoisseur? Was she someone in the restaurant business? Was she someone with experience as a waitress? No, sir. Ooh, Lord. She was what do we call those women who get naked on Instagrams? Who be getting on the Instagram showing the booty cheeks now? She was showing the booty cheeks now. She was showing the booty cheeks now. Now, he moved in this woman whose job, whose profession is to show the booty cheeks on Instagram. Yes, Lord, she did. And yes, Lord, she did. I ain't gonna pull up the Instagram right now, but let's just say I had seen the pictures. Now, I had seen the pictures. Whoa. Hold up. Hey, Smiley. Hold up, brother. Hold up, my brother. Do not. Hey. Show some respect. That woman is an exotic dancer who provides service to customers, paying customers. She gets paid in tips. She goes into work. She clocks in, performs a service, an athletic service. You ever seen, now I had never seen it myself. I had heard from other people who had heard from other people, because any night I could be at the strip club, I'm at the church. In fact, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to the church my damn self, you feel me? But she provides a service. She's not a stripper. She's a dancer. A performer of some athletic arts. You feel me? But she was showing the booty cheeks on Instagrams, and he moved her in to fellowship. And after he moved her in, he moved in to fellowship. Now, whew. Lord of mercy. Oh man, you gotta be responsible when you're moving. When you're moving in ways the Lord would look down upon. When you're moving in ways, when you're Cam Newton, you gotta be a little more responsible, brother. You gotta understand who you are. Now, I know doing things one way may be a little bit more satisfactory than doing things another way. I won't speak on it too heavily. You feel me? I won't speak on it too heavily. You feel me? But doing things one way may not feel the same way as doing things another way. But when you're dealing with these Instagram hooers, you gotta move a certain type of way. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Where exactly was Kia Proctor working before, or when she first hooked up with Cam? What was Kia's profession at that time? I ain't gonna speak on it, but all I'm gonna say is, Real G's moving silent like lasagna, brother, and just like lasagna, you don't get it in there, bro. You get it in and you get it out, but you don't let it stay. You don't let it. Never mind. Let me not. I'm getting a little. Look, the point that I'm trying to make here is that video about commitment may not have been about, the team offering him a 4 or 5 year deal, worth $38 million plus. It may have been about, actually, hold up. They aren't even married, so it wouldn't even be about alimony or, actually, I don't know. I guess it'd be child support. But damn, it's a lot of, you got 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. You got 4, 5, 6, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids with Kia Proctor. Hey, with Kia Proctor. Hey, with Kia Proctor. Hey, and an IG model. Hey, and the IG. Anyway, there's a lot going on in this man's life. It could be one thing, it could be another.
I'm not very good at this yet. I'm sorry.
How would you characterize your conversation with him?
He's something to do with polls, and she wasn't a firefighter. Whoo, Lord of mercy. Hey, she was doing something. Hey, she was doing. Hey, now look, Kia Proctor is she. Wait, that's not his wife. I can speak on that. Now, usually I don't speak on people's wives, but that's not his wife. Hold up, man. Matter of fact, do I do this right now on stream? No, I got banned on Twitch one time for doing this on Twitch. So I ain't going to pull up no pictures, but I'm going to show a little more respect for the man because I do respect Cam. But I could pull up some pictures of... Never mind, man. Look. We here talking about Matt Rhule. They have 4 kids. Yeah, 4? Is it 5 now or is it 4? I know I made a joke to someone that Cam and Kia had a faux plan. He just got a Wendy's deal, a Wendy's sponsorship. But I think it's at 5 now, right? Is it not at 5? It may. Hey. Oh Lord, them IG, oh my goodness. Let the first one of us without sin cast the first stone. Now I ain't saying I got with an Instagram model, but I ain't turning down nothing but my collar. All right, let's go.
Softly, we talked about a specific scheme.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about scheme or anything yet. So obviously I followed all the rules. I think when I've talked with Cam, it's been, the day I got the job, I called him, right? And so the times I've talked to him, it's just been about him, his process, him as a person, me as a person. I think it's just been getting to know him. And that's the same with the other guys that are around. Obviously this is a time of the year when the guys aren't necessarily in the building, but guys are in for rehab or whatever, if I see him in the cafeteria or whatever. But just very general, not really football yet, just more about life and, all those kind of things.
How difficult is it? I know you've installed, your staff is in place, but especially...
I ain't gonna judge the man.
Learning how to work with the same scouting department, learning how to work with Marty, a lot of the same medical staff.
We all try.
Have you implemented any changes in terms of your analysis and evaluation of players at the combine, specifically their athletic profiles?
Yeah, so we have revamped everything downstairs from the training. Now, some of the same people in the training room may be there, but they've been elevated or moved. But we've revamped the training room, we've revamped the weight room, we've revamped sports science, and so we brought in some expert consultants. So
relax,
how we're looking at things is completely different now. In terms of the scouting, I think one of the great things, when you get to know Marty, that he's done is, they've sat down with us as a coaching staff and said, hey, here's our process. And we've got really good scouts, we have really good directors, and so that's been really good for us. But then the coaching staff has sat down with the scouts and said, hey, listen, this is what we're looking for in this position, and this is how they fit into our offense and our defense. Because if we don't have the same vision, they can go get the best, A, but we want B. And so we took a day and just went through on film, and the coaches showed on film, we want this trait, we want this technique. And so I think that's really brought us together. And I think, we all went to the Senior Bowl. I think you saw us probably sitting together, spending time together. I think one of the things that's underrated about this is it's just about spending time together. And so we all start to see things the same way. So Marty's an expert. His personnel department's an expert at that part of it. But when you're a college coach, one of your jobs as a college coach is to evaluate and do personnel. So I think us coming together and seeing how we see things has been really, really helpful.
Matt, in the NFL, when you can't win without a quarterback, how difficult is it for you to plan right now where you don't know who your starter is going to be week 1?
Well, to me, I'm not really planning week 1 yet. That's why my interest can sometimes come across a little bit boring. But I'm really just kind of the only thing I can control right now is right now, right? So I'm so focused on the combine. I'm focused on free agency. Then I'll be focused on the off-season program and then the draft. So at the end of the day, we have 3 good quarterbacks under contract who've all played, who we have confidence in. So, our system fits all those guys. I think one of the reasons why I hired Joe is it doesn't even just go back to what he did at LSU. It's really about what they did in New Orleans, and that system is very quarterback friendly. And so we're going to coach all the quarterbacks on our roster in that way, and I think that we'll see success from them.
That's big love, D. Tice.
Say it one more time. Yeah. Yep. So
they gotta mic these people up.
Yeah, it's a great question. I would just call it the positionless player. Like the days of saying, hey, we need like this Mike linebacker, or we need this. There's certain traits you're looking for, but you're looking for positionless players because the offenses in the league are changing, and so the guys on defense have to be able to do a lot of things. So I think we're just looking for traits. We're looking for guys. Hey, this guy can really do this, or he can really do that. And I think you're seeing a lot more of that in the combine as college football has really spread out. So, we're going to try to stay ahead of the curve on that. Make sure we keep bringing through. Yep. Yeah, it's a great question. I would just call it the positionless player. Like the days of saying, hey, we need like this Mike linebacker, or we need this. There's certain traits you're looking for, but you're looking for positionless players because the offenses in the league are changing, and so the guys on defense have to be able to do a lot of things. So I think we're just looking for traits. We're looking for guys. Hey, this guy can really do this, or he can really do that. And I think you're seeing a lot more of that in the combine as college football has really spread out. So
positionless players. Now, in a certain sense, I see what he's saying, but at a certain level, with the number of holes we have, there's yes, I agree. Sometimes, for the most part, I don't even know about that, but I think you should try to find some guys who are just great at what they do, in their role. Like if you have a corner, I don't need a corner to also. Or no, that's a bad example. Like a stand up outside linebacker. If he can be a guy who can be an outside linebacker and he can coverage, he can play the run, and not just like coverage in the flats, or he can go into a curl or curl flats, even hooks maybe, but. I would be more looking for guys with definitive traits, like he said, who can play what their actual position is, and then look for guys who are Swiss Army knife kind of dudes. Those guys are obviously good, and you would want to have a guy you can use and put in different areas. But I feel like having too many of those guys is asking a lot for them to be great at each of those things they do. Where you might want to have someone who's just a really great D tackle, who you don't want to move to outside D tackle, or how sometimes we had some dudes. I think we had there were some times where we've seen K1 back out in the coverage. Now there are some plays, some philosophies, not philosophies, but some schemes where you can have plays. There's a zone blitz where your D tackle does go out there and play really shallow, or he maybe even does a really, I guess, minimalized job of spying out there, just shadowing the quarterback wherever he rolls out to. But I don't really want to have a guy who can play DT, play DE, drop into coverage. I mean, look, Derek Brown can do that, so I respect that. That's a first round pick kind of dude. But when you get into like round 3, round 4, you're looking at guys who can do all these different things. I'd rather have a guy who's solid in his role than have a bunch of dudes who can do a bunch of different things, but don't have that perfect fit anywhere. You feel me? Yeah. So yeah, Derek Brown was a bad example because I like him a lot, and he's a top 10 pick. I mean, I'm not gonna say don't pick a top 10 pick kind of guy, but I mean like this kind of philosophy works in the first 2 rounds, maybe even the third. But once you get later in the maybe not even the third, honestly, it gets hard. It gets really hard to predict that in the third. But 3rd, 4th round, I would rather get guys who are solid at what they're doing rather than look for just traits and then hope they fit in the NFL level at doing 3 different things. Give them a lot of things on their plate their rookie season. I don't know. But yeah. But I feel you, though. I feel you.
we're going to try to stay ahead of the curve on that, make sure we keep bringing guys in who can do a lot of different things for us that give us multiplicity
Okuda,
within
but
the
he's
roster.
gonna be gone, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. He ain't getting to 7.
Yeah, I think it comes down to traits and how they fit, and that's why I talked that whole process we had about, hey, this is our vision for what like a 3 technique looks like in our defense. Well, it doesn't mean we have to go out and find the best 3 technique in college. It means we have to go find the guy in college who has the traits that we think we can coach. And so I think it's really a fun process to find those traits and say, hey, how?
Oh, okay. He made it way more clear. Now, the whole thing about having a Swiss Army knife kind of guy still kind of gets to me, but he made it a little bit more clear there. It's not about getting the best guy from college. It's about getting the best guy for the scheme, and I've always believed that. It doesn't matter if you have a guy, like, what's the point of getting a 3-4, getting a nose tackle if you're running 4-3? You feel me? Like, a certain guy we dig, never mind. I mean, there's, look.
What's the vision for them within what we do?
Regarding your quarterback situation, you said you got 3 you kept comfortable with, but say you fell
True.
in love with one at number 7 or one above you wanted.
Yeah, BPA, look, there's so many holes. Hey, Emmanuel, yeah, there's so many holes right now that BPA would not be bad. I wouldn't be too upset with if it's Okuda, Derek Brown, and who's the O lineman? Or will Isaiah Simmons be there as well? I guess you really couldn't go wrong with you can't flip a coin, I guess, but what can you do with 3 options? I don't know. But throw a dart at a board. It all depends on what we do with James Bradbury, actually. If we don't sign James Bradbury, then I think things become a little bit more clear. Actually, I don't. There's so many holes that with or without James Bradbury, there's still going to be some big holes in some spots. But I think not signing James Bradbury makes Okuda a lot more desirable. But no matter what, I don't see him reaching 7. I don't see him hitting 7.
I don't know. I could speculate on that yet. Like I said, I think philosophically, I think we'll always explore any and all options. But I'd have to get to that moment to really know. I think at the end of the day, right now, I'm just so focused on crushing the combine and making sure I have those answers. Because when those things come up, you want to make sure you have the right answer, right? Like, it's one thing to sit there and say, I'd trade up for so-and-so, trade back for so-and-so, but I need to know who so-and-so is. Otherwise, you make a mistake. So I'm trying to just be really, really, thoughtful and intentional about, hey, while we're here, let's find out all the information we can and make sure we have the right answers.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I didn't believe in Ron Rivera's defense these past few years. I didn't believe in that dude, his friend that he hired. He brought him to be a D coordinator when he was obviously not ready. Then he got demoted from his D coordinator position, but still was on the coaching staff, but wasn't a D-line coach, wasn't a linebackers coach. I'm not exactly sure what his job description was. He wasn't calling the plays, as far as I remember. So, I mean, am I really gonna? Dontari Poe should have been better, but his really bad year was when he was put into a 4-3 system, when he wasn't a 4-3 kind of guy, and then after that, the whole defense was bad. I mean, I can't pin it on just Dontari Poe. I mean, the whole D was bad. The only person who played like they knew what was going on was Luke, James Bradbury, and damn Vernon Butler for some reason. Vernon Butler remembered what football was. Don't sign Bradbury? All right. Don't tell me. Mekhi Becton is a stud. So is Andrew Thomas. I only recognize Andrew Thomas's name. 2nd round? Me too. Thaddeus Moss. I saw someone say that we should pick up, what's his name? Who was old boy, the tight end that just got released? Yes, was it this morning? Was it yesterday? Someone said, hey, was it Jordan Reed? Was it Jordan Reed? I think it was someone else. Was it Jordan Reed? I know he did get it, but I think there was someone else who got released as well. And some reporter said this would be a really good fit for the Panthers. I'm thinking, why are we talking about tight end? I'm thinking, bro, why are we talking about tight end right now? Tight end is not, you talking about tight end, that doesn't even get to even a top 10 issue for me right now. I'm not even worried at all about a tight end at this moment. Where is she at? Is she behind me? Oh, she's laying down behind me. I'm not worried in the least bit about a tight end. You feel me? Christian Miller was good. He's a healthy scratch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has some issues coming out of college about his injuries. But I think he'll be good this upcoming year. I didn't really believe in what Ron was doing the last couple years. But yeah, bro. I mean, let me do this. Let me show y'all this real quick. I had some really dumb Redskins fans talking to me about some dumb shit. Hold up, man. Hold up. I hate NFL.com's game log system. I had someone tell me in the comments of my video, and then, wait, this isn't a game log. Fucking liar. Hold up. Here it is. I had someone tell me that AP was having a really good year, and yeah, it was consistently playing well, and it wasn't that our defense was so bad that he had a good day against us. He was playing really good all year, bro. This man Adrian Peterson had a garbage year. Didn't play the first week. 10 attempts for 25 yards, 12 attempts for 37 yards, 11 for 28, 7 for 18, 23 for 118 against the Dolphins, 20 for 81 against the Niners. That was the game where, wasn't that the really rainy game? Yeah, that was the game where it was raining so hard you couldn't throw the ball at all. They were slipping and sliding on their field after the game. I remember that game because I was talking to a Redskins fan. I was in a Discord with a bunch of football fans. Someone else who did YouTube content for a different team. Anyway, that was a game that we was capping at this man. Always going hard at this man about that Niners game. 0-9. But 14 for 76, 18 for 108 against Buffalo. They're more of a pass defense, but still 108 against them. Bunch of bad games. 13 for 99 versus us. And then the rest of the games were just kind of pedestrian. I mean, he did almost hit 1,000 yards, but these are kind of pedestrian games. And most of his games came against bad defenses. Keep it real with you. Most of those games came against bad defenses. We'll definitely get a comp pick for Bradbury if he's gone. Yeah, he'll probably get a third. He'll probably get us a third. In the first, Damon Arnett. I like Damon Arnett. Actually. Jordan Reed or Reed? 2 E's, the tight end. We lost to them, though? Yeah, we lost to them. We had a god-awful defense. Of course we lost to them. What I'm saying, no, what they were saying was that the Redskins, I was saying that AP was a bad running back who only did good against bad teams. And then people were saying that he was a good running back who had a bunch of good games last year, who looked pretty impressive. And these are impressive numbers. He was only 102 yards away from having a 1,000-yard season, which looks good, but his best games came against horrible teams. I mean, what? 2 games over 100 yards? I have faith in Ian? Yes, I do. I mean, anytime Ian's been given a chance, he's done pretty well. The only time he didn't do all that great was that one game where he had a route that had him going up the sideline, and I still don't remember what his route was. Was it a wheel route from the tight end position? I don't know of very many tight end routes that have you from a 3-point stance to running up the sideline for a deep lofted pass. That was, I wouldn't call it double coverage. It was a good pass from Kyle, actually. It was a very good pass. An elite pass from Kyle. I will say that he just bobbled in the air. I don't think that's his game. I don't think those kind of catches, those over the shoulder, like right here, breadbasket kind of passes are his game. I like seeing him catch them like right here at his numbers or up top, kind of like getting a rebound kind of catching. You feel me? That wasn't his kind of game, but anytime he's been given a chance, Ian's been impressive. The only thing is we kept giving those chances to Greg last year, and then we'd even ignore him, but we didn't give Ian any kind of love even though he had a really good, what was it, the last 5-6 games of 2018, dude was a monster. And then we just ignored him until the last 3 games of this season. Make no sense to me, bro. I watched Pat Coltrane this morning after that. YouTube directed me to a guy with locks doing Redskins content. I think I randomly got suggested a dude who does Redskins content recently too. I think YouTube's getting, their algorithm is putting more people, more like smaller content creators who do this kind of stuff, like in the suggested a little bit more. Because before, I'd only ever see Panthers people, but now I'm seeing like Jets dudes, people who do stuff on the Redskins. And I guess the Redskins, just because Ron Rivera, the tags probably match up a little bit. Ron Rivera, they probably still have Ron Rivera Panthers in their tags just to get more traffic to that kind of content, you feel me? But, I mean, Josh Norman, I'm sure Josh Norman content will still direct to some Panthers people. Darius Geis, yeah, because the defense was bad. Which is why I keep saying our biggest concern is not quarterback right now. Our biggest concern is literally every position on defense, O-line, quarterback. How often we use Christian McCaffrey, finding a receiver, and then tight end. I believe in Ian Thomas. I like what I've been seeing. I like what I've been seeing from him. I'm trying to think of the Spanish name. Hold up. Oh, what's the Spanish name? Why can't I think of it? Bro. I'm out of my mind now. What is the Spanish name they call? Oh, man, hold up. I don't want to say his real name. Hold up. Man. What is it? It starts with an M. It's... I can't think of it. Martinez. Yeah, they called Manhurts Martinez. I like what I've been seeing out of him. He's not really a receiving threat, but he is a blocking tight end. And don't we still have Tamarick Hemingway? Hey, Tamarick Hemingway was Tamarick Hemingway. He's a big dude. He plays tight end. I think we did retain him. So still on suicide watch. Use our personnel better. That's the big one. But yeah, there are some big questions about the team right now. I'll never say that Cam isn't a big factor, but I will say that Cam isn't the biggest factor right now, considering how many factors there are that need to be addressed for the team right now. But yeah, that's all I got for you for right now, man. It's been an hour and a half, right at my deadline. I like what I heard from Matt Rhule here, from Rev Rhule. Said some really important things. Said some really good things. I don't gather the things that I've been seeing, the reactions from this on Twitter, IG. I'll be on the Panthers subreddit sometimes. I won't speak on what's going on the subreddit, but I've been seeing some reactions that made it sound like that this man said we are definitely, without a doubt, signing Cam Newton for the next 12 and a half years. He is starting next season. He's completely healthy, and we already have a scheme we worked up. Me and Cam had we went to the woods. We got a cabin in the woods for the past month. It's been me and him drawing up the scheme he's gonna run. He believes in it. We had secret practices, and we have him ready right now, ready to go. He just said what we've all been hearing. If he's healthy, we want him in Carolina. I didn't really hear anything different, but I like what he said, though. I like how he said it. I like that he started off the presser in the first 59 seconds taking the initiative to speak on and bring up Cam himself. So yeah. Yeah, remember, he's a blocking tight end. Wait, isn't a blocking tight end a fullback? I guess, yeah. They have Alex Arma as well, who we don't even use. Which, honestly, I mean, he's really more of a special teamer, I guess. He's special teams, and he may come in to block, but not really. Was he? I'm not really sure if I even did a video on Marcus Bow. I don't think I did, but I like to make Hemingway because he's this big ass dude. But yeah, I like Thaddeus Moss, but if he's available, undrafted, sixth round, maybe, but still, actually, I don't know. Sixth round, I can probably get Colin. What's the old boy's name? Is it Colin Johnson? Out of Texas? Yeah, Colin Johnson, right? Hold up! Wait a minute! Wait a second here. I just seen this. Hold up. I just seen this. Colin Johnson won't work out because of hip flexor injury? Now, wait a minute. You capping. Missed time with injuries in 2019. Now is another. I'm not going to be working out here except maybe the jumps and aim for my pro day April 1st. That's in a month. You grow up your whole life wanting to compete the combine. Hopes running the 4.5s. I feel like the injuries probably affected my stock, but at the end of the day, I can tell you that I'm better because of it. I'm a better man, and I know to enjoy my time on the field because I know it can be taken away from you at any moment. Okay, that's just him talking about some stuff. This man is super overrated. I'm pretty... Whoa, wait. Hold up now. Wait. Who said this? Hey, this man, Pooh Man 420, said he's Devin Funchess 2.0. First off, I don't think Colin Johnson's stock is all that high. I feel like Colin Johnson is like... He's day 3. I don't know. You can't really be overrated as a day 3 guy. But, Devin Funchess... What's wrong with being a solid number 2 receiver? I like Devin Funchess. I don't mind Devin Funchess, honestly. The biggest problem with Devin Funchess was that he was our number 1 receiver. He would have been good as a number 2. All right, Rex. I'm about to be out of here too, honestly. Right out on the bench, so I'll show you in line. But I just wanted to see what this is about. Look at Colin Johnson. I was looking up his name, see if his last name was Johnson, and I saw this injury. That's crazy to me. But yeah, I'm about to be out of here, y'all. Thanks for coming through to the stream. I'm going to go ahead and record this video about Jarius Wright after I get some water. And till next time, man, y'all stay safe out there. And next time I'm making a video or live on stream, I'll see you then. All right, y'all.